midweek stream of SpellForce 3. Why a SpellForce 3 stream midweek? Well, because I normally did a Star Wars Jedi Survivor stream, but yeah, it crashed again, so I gave up.
Yes?
I mean, I wrote a review on Steam also, because it's really killing the fun. Normally I don't do that, but yeah, it can't be such a game with EA in the background. Keeps crashing so much. It's just so making me so mad. You know, also the graphic is a bit unpolished. So yeah, since I was already doing a stream, so in the mood, whatever you want to call it, I decided to do a SpellForce 3 stream instead, and yeah, continue the game a bit. But yeah, maybe already finish it. I don't know how long the game is gonna take. Maybe just talking about going to Greyfell and then do the mission and it's over. I don't know. Yeah, let's see if we still gonna need one more stream after this one to finish it. And yeah, but yeah, that was really annoying. I really hoped I could do a SpellForce 3 Star Wars Jedi Survivor stream and finish it today. After I couldn't on Sunday. But yeah, now I'm gonna do a video and upload it. Yeah, it's not think about it. It's just annoying. Yeah, okay, so we ended here. After we freed here, where is she? Here, after we freed Lady Myra Utran from her mind control, but she still has some consequences from it, so she's still suffering and is not like fully recovered. Maybe will never fully recover. I mean, she said she feels cold, etc. You know, but yeah. And now we are here, and we're gonna do our strategy to defeat the Purity and Greyfell. At first I saw that we have points. So yeah. Restore focus. That sounds nice. What? Ah, maximum hit target, it's okay. This one is also really useful. Increases my resistance. But actually, this is he 5 health per second when attack. Oh, this one is also really good. Yeah, we have enough focus, and if not, we're gonna do use a potion. Yeah, we'll take this because it's also focus, and there's a nice dot for the enemies, negative dot. So what about him? We maybe look for all the heroes, or we can improve them. What else gonna be used for him? Okay. Don't know. Okay, this one is max. Max. This one is good. Health, no. Attack damage. Yeah. And 1 attribute points. Oh. I'm gonna give that to Yana. What about this? No, not really. What about his abilities? This is all willpower or weapon, okay.
Yes?
What do you need? More dexterity. Bum. Okay, which one is better? This one summons animals. And this one brand of sound. This one is better, I would say. Bum. Nice. What about here? 2 points. Trigger spell with every attack. Okay. This one. What is this doing? Hitting more enemies. Okay.
I am ready.
You are ready. What's good for you? More health, maybe? More resistance. Block chance. Spell power would be nice. We could also make him like a second healer. We don't only have Underguest and have more possibilities. Oh, of course, this one. What's this? Because if you use him, you don't have to rely on an Undergust all the time, you know? You could use the shield, but he's using two-handed. Oh yes. Better armor for him. Okay. This one looks better on him. Okay, Undergast. Gore. and Anga, at least. We can help out when he's out of combat. I don't know, it's not really useful in my opinion. Okay. Sweet targets. Okay.
What?
Let's go to the war table and talk.
All right. Now that my sister is safe and we have the Utran army beside us, we need to discuss our course of action. As I've hinted at already, there are 2 more problems we need to take care of before we can gather to convince the other royal houses to join forces with us and reconquer Greycube.
Lekain's Iron Ones and the Leonida forces.
Iron Ones. You mean these giant walking armors?
Yes. We need to destroy the place where the Purity manufactures them.
Oh yes,
and we need to eliminate Amaria Leonida, who has allied herself with the Harbinger.
House Leonider has the strongest army in Nortander. Wouldn't it be wiser to forge the alliance with Wolfgar and Hallet first and then deal with them?
It would, but Leonider is controlling the borders. In other words, until we've taken care of her and the Ironborn, we couldn't move the Wolfgar or Hallet forces, even if they agreed to an alliance.
Any idea what these Iron Ones actually are? Golems?
No, I doubt it. They have the magical signature of a human. I guess we'll need to find out.
Yes, though I'm fairly certain the Harbinger's new magic has to do with it. The Archfire.
But if that's the case, how are we supposed to deal with them?
Well, according to my scouts, there is a place where they are being created by whatever unholy powers behind this. And it seems that this smeltery, if you want to call it that, is in the Windwall foothills.
So we travel to Windwall and burn down that factory. Is that the plan?
Yes. It's a simple task, but it won't be easy. We can be sure that the Purity is doing all in their power to protect it.
Amaria Leonider allied herself with the Harbinger? Why?
Because she's probably the most ardent follower of the Purity's teaching. She was the first truly influential Nortandian to repent when Lekain's new religion was founded, and also the first to declare her unconditional loyalty after Lekain showed his true face and took over Greyfell.
Just me, or did his voice actor kept changing?
Could that also have something to do with what happened during the Mage War? That her sons fell in the last battle against my father?
I'm pretty sure it has. Did you know that she attempted to commit suicide? That was only months after the Queen had put an end to her father's doing. So yes, her loyalty to the Purity almost certainly has to do with her losses. She also despises you, as is Samo Taha's child, from the bottom of her heart.
That's not good. How do you plan to neutralize her? We can't just move our army into Leonider territory. That would be suicide.
Well, that's where we got lucky. Amaria Leonida has taken up position in the Eye.
In the marshlands? Why?
My guess is as good as yours, but I suppose it has to do with your father's laboratory. I doubt Lekain is done with it.
So Amaria is leading the army herself? How? I didn't know she knew about warfare.
Well, word has it that the Harbinger has, how should I say, granted Amaria a gift as a token of gratitude for her loyalty. Magical powers, in other words. Maybe even a part of this Archfire energy. No, I don't know if these rumors are true, but we'll have to consider them when we make our plan.
Well, seems like this will be quite the battle.
Indeed. Which is why we need a good strategy.
Fair enough. Then let us start making preparations.
Good. I'll be here if you need me.
Oh,
Corporal Tahar? Corporal Tahar!
a lot of talking. What is it?
What's the matter?
I have news. Bad news.
Report.
The Iron Falcons from Aenir's Blade. They've sent word. A dragon has appeared near the canyon. An elder.
An elder? You mean...
Yes. From the legends.
what? But they've been asleep for centuries.
Well, apparently not.
Are you sure this isn't a mistake?
Quite sure. The Iron Falcons found 3 keepers torn apart and scorched in a way that only a dragon could do it. But what's even more alarming is that the Falcons believe that said dragon is heading our way.
Why?
I don't know, Corporal. I just don't know. What are your orders?
What if the scouts are wrong and the dragon isn't here for us?
That is a possibility.
We need to confirm the rumor.
But how? I'm only a scout, Corporal. But the way I see it, we only have 2 options. Wait or act. If we wait, the dragon might attack Mulandir without us being prepared. If we act, at least we're the ones who decide where the confrontation will happen.
You have a point.
I have the strong feeling I have to change my title and keep it for the next part. Just a good one. Taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Where is this dragon now? Is it moving?
I don't think so. According to the Falcons, it has landed in a small oasis in the scorching desert. A 1 or 2 day journey from Aenir's Blade. What will you do, Corporal? I know this war is already taking up all of your resources, but we cannot just stand by and watch while that creature comes at us, can we?
I'll travel to the oasis and see for myself.
I understand. Want me to tell the others?
I'll do it when we head out. Dismissed, Private.
Madam?
Sounds like a plan.
Did we woke him up by activating the Nexus?
Yes, Corporal? How can I help?
Would you be willing to tell me more about your friend?
You seem to be quite adamant about this, aren't you? Fine, if you insist. What do you want to know?
How close were you and her exactly?
That's hard to say. We had sex in all those 5 years. She never left my side. So
Are you?
some people might have considered us lovers, but I'm not sure we ever felt that way towards each other. You see, I don't feel emotions the same way other people do. And neither did Mila. The feelings the bards all sing about, I never had them. And I doubt I am capable of feeling them at all. This bond we had it because we were alike. Because she understood me and I understood her. Without saying a word. And I doubt I will ever have that feeling again.
When you say you were alike, what does that mean? That she also hardly felt emotions?
Yes. But whereas for me, it had been becoming a dreamweaver that had made me who I am. Mila had simply been born that way. There was no logical reason for her condition. It was just what fate, or the gods, had given her.
I understand.
Maybe you do.
Was she an assassin as well?
She was, yes.
What was she like?
That's a difficult question to answer. Compared to me, I would describe her as more cheerful, more talkative. She enjoyed the company of other people far more than I did. Of course, that conviviality was mostly a charade. Her interest in other people was genuine, but it was mainly because she wanted to study them. It was almost as if, until the very end, she believed that she could somehow overcome her nature. Of course, it didn't work.
How did it happen? The blood burn.
Well, I presume you are familiar with how the disease progresses, so there's no need to explain that part. As for when and where, we were with a small caravan near Everlight, on our way back to Greyfell. We had made camp in a small forest when the symptoms first showed. An old man, one of the caravan leaders, started coughing blood. I think everybody saw, but they all acted as if they hadn't. From that point on, it went straight downhill. Almost 3/4 of the group were infected. And by the next day, a young boy had blood running from his eyes. Do you know what's strange?
What?
Up until that point, I didn't even consider the fact that Mila was infected as well. The thought just didn't ever cross my mind.
How did you find out?
A blister. On the 3rd morning after that night in the forest, she took a bath in a nearby river and I saw it. That was it. I knew what would happen. And so did she. I insisted on riding back to Everlight and looking for a healer. An irrational thing to do, and I knew it. But I figured that a chance was better than none. But she wouldn't have it. I want to tell life when it's over, not the other way around. That's what she had always told me. And that night, it turned out she meant it.
She took her own life.
Yes. When I returned to the camp that night, I found a letter where she told me to meet her at a nearby clearing. I did, and found her laying on the grass, hands crossed behind her head, as if she was watching the moon. There was an empty bottle next to her, and I immediately recognized it. It was the merciful slumber, the most painless of poisons at our disposal. When you drink it, it's almost like falling asleep, very slowly. She was smiling when she faded away.
How do you feel about her decision?
How should I feel? It was her decision, and it was the most rational choice
That
to make.
story.
Dying of the blood burn is incredibly painful, and she avoided that pain. Her last memories were ones of peace.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Anyway, is there anything else you wanted to ask?
Well, the second option was really mean. No, we should have saved her ability point.
Corporal?
Ooh, stasis. Interesting. But about the windfall foothills, I'm remembering something. This one? This one is just telling me where all these enemies are. This one? Yes. Well, no, is it this one? Shot so far. You recent, yeah. To work on our greatest weapon of range is over. Defiler's Bane. Ready for field practice. This one of a kind crossbow already showed astonishing results on the mage scum that we have captured so far. But now it's time for it to shine on the battlefield. This masterpiece has already been transported to your recently established garrison in Windfall Foothills. In a secured master chest, so only the worthiest in our ranks will unleash its power on the defilers. With this key, I grant you permission to choose the best mage hunter under your command and award him with the weapon. Do we have this key? I don't know. It's a good question. Do we have the key or not? JYF.
Well,
Right. Das Uram has unlocked his
Best you talk to Ulfric. He's good with words. I'm good with the anvil.
Interesting.
no.
Never mind. I'll be going.
Okay.
Huh?
And unlock it now.
I'm still wondering what made you leave Kalea and travel the world to study demonology.
You're not letting this one go, are you? Alright, if your life depends on it, I'll tell you. To make it short, I grew up in the slums of Kalea. A shithole if ever there was one. Just imagine an entire quarter made up of half-ruined shacks with the smell of shit and piss everywhere, and way too many people. Then add the tropical heat to it, and you've got the place I grew up in. My father had left right after I was born. My mother is what you call a day laborer, though the days when she wasn't laboring outweighed the ones when she did. Whatever job there was, she took it. Even if it was cleaning the shit out of Kalayan canals. She worked hard, but it just wasn't enough. We lived in a windowless room, and I shared a bed with my mother for the first 14 years of my life. Long story short, after a while, my mother simply couldn't cover the expenses anymore. The rent for our room went up, and jobs became less and less, since the mage wars in Northander also affected the trade in Kalea. So my mother looked for someone to help her out, and found one. A man named Creo. He was a loan shark who had it all. A stupid name and a shady beard. 2 lackeys who followed him wherever he went. And above all, a complete lack of what other people would call decency.
I think I can see where this is going.
Sure you can. It's not the most unique of stories, is it? To cut to the chase, 1 year later we were in massive debt. Creo suggested my mother another way of making up for it. You can fill in the blanks. I was just too weak. Over and over this fucking bastard came. Had my mother tell me to go for a walk. And every time I had no choice but to obey. Do you have any idea how that feels, Tahar? To be that powerless? I remember one day I looked in the mirror and realized how much I hated the boy I saw. I hated his body with all its frail bones, his small arms, his bloodshot wet eyes. And that's when I decided to change things. So the next time he came, I fought back.
How did that go?
What do you think? He beat me up. And it was the same next time and the time after that. At first he found it funny. But after the 4th time he threatened to kill me. The only thing that stopped him from doing it is because my mother begged him to. And I had only made it worse. On my 14th name day I left home and joined up with the Kalayan sand prowlers. My mother begged me not to go. But I just couldn't. Standing there and watching this fucking bastard walk into our room again and again whenever he felt like it, I just couldn't. Dying would have been better than staying. The way I figured it was that if I earned enough money to pay Mother's debts, Creo would leave her alone. Once I was strong enough, I'd come back. Wait for him to show up again. And then, well, you can imagine the rest.
I think I can. So who were these sand prowlers?
A group of mercenaries. They took me in and trained me. And even though they were skeptical at first, they quickly realized that my determination made up for what my body was lacking. When I was 16 and I discovered my magic, one of their leaders made me his apprentice. The arcane universities are a shithole made up of boy-loving old geezers who care more about how you wear your hair than about your magic. I'll tell you the real thing. And that she did.
Was that sand prowler mage also who introduced you to demonology?
What? No, she was a mediocre mage at best. The most powerful thing she could do was lighting someone's hair on fire. Though of course she didn't see it that way. After 1 year I was already stronger than her, and I started my own studies.
What was it like to work with the sand prowlers?
Well, if you were hoping for stories of sex, adventure, and intrigue, I have to disappoint you. Most of it
No
was
Game of
nasty
Thrones?
stuff.
Oh.
Fighting in wars which you knew were wrong, beating up people who were practically helpless. But then again, the Kalayan Guard was no better than that. It was a case of pick your poison.
What about your plan to pay your mother's debts? Did that work out?
Well, I thought so at first, but we'll get there.
So did you ever return to your mother?
Of course, on my 18th name day. I had wanted to return earlier, but a contract had me kept overseas for a lot longer than I had expected. Sorry. It's strange to talk about it.
What happened?
My mother. She was gone. Her room had been cleared out, and the neighbors told me she passed away unexpectedly just 3 weeks before I arrived. Her heart just stopped beating.
I'm sorry.
Why? It was a natural death. She was old when she gave birth to me, and the life on the Kalayan streets isn't forgiving. In other words, it was bound to happen. I went into the room and looked for our stash. A small casket under the floorboards. I found it, opened it, and saw all the money I'd sent her over the years.
So...
She never used it to pay Creo as I instructed her. I have no idea why, but my best guess is that she thought it was mine since I earned it. She was that kind of person, you know? No matter how hard fate punched her in the face, she clung on to her ideals. Always did what was right rather than what was good for herself. And look what she got in return.
Did you ever visit her grave?
I did, but it was a mass grave. Dozens of corpses, all piled onto each other, with some earth shoveled on top of it. I threw up when I saw it, and never came back after that.
What about Creo?
Well, as you can imagine, I went to look for him. Right after I was able to think straight again. But he was gone.
Where?
I don't know. I asked everywhere and everyone who could know, and they either didn't or gave me different information. After a while, I gave up.
Why?
Because people like Creo are just a reality we have to deal with. I could have killed him, but what good would it have done? My mother was dead, and no amount of bloodshed and gut tearing could have changed that. The world doesn't give a fuck about your ideals, Tahar. About doing the right thing. That's just the shit we tell ourselves to help us sleep at night. You eat or you get eaten. It's that simple. I wasn't strong enough when I should have been. And that's why I couldn't help her. That will never happen again.
The tragic story. Again. His poor mother.
I guess you're right.
I am. To wrap up the story, I enrolled at the university from the money my mother saved for me. Turned out the Sand Prowler mage was wrong. There were some boy-loving professors, but they knew their shit. I studied and practiced until there was nothing left to study.
What the heck?
Then I found out about demonology and the power in it. I quit university, and I've been traveling ever since. Taking jobs as a mercenary here and there, but above all, improving my skills. My last stop was Bar Gagora to summon a devourer.
Boy-loving professors? Also der Christian University? With priests?
And what are you after? In the long run?
I don't know. I'll find out when I get there.
Huh. Interesting story. Thanks for your trust, Urim.
Sure. Hope you're happy.
Oh. Ooh. Summon a great demon. Sounds really nice.
What do you require?
Yeah, but how? Keys? Oh, okay. How do I change? What do I change? It says party management, inventory, abilities, books. Yeah, let me options, controls, maybe. No, general. Oh. Can I just change it in a mission or what?
Yes. I'll take a look.
Yeah, do you need something? I'm a tad busy.
Goodbye.
How do I do it? Can I do it? Or do I have to begin a mission? Right. I have an idea. Ah. But yeah, there could have been a better solution to, as long as you are in Mulandir, you can just somehow else change it.
Tahar, I found something incredible.
What is it?
Remember how I asked you for permission to examine your mother's body? Undergas and I did that yesterday.
I hope you know that wasn't an easy decision for me.
Yeah, Tahar, I know. And believe me, we were respectful. Save for that strange stasis, her body's still unscathed.
So, were you able to learn anything?
We did, and this is what I'm so excited about. That jewel in the front part of her cranium. At first, we thought it was simply an ornament to mark her as a member of the priest caste, but it's more than that. It has magical properties.
But it is still an ornament, isn't it? She wasn't born with it.
No, she wasn't. As I said, the different castes had different ornaments worked into their bodies, and while the ornaments of the lower castes were probably just adornments, those of the higher castes were actually magical.
What kind of magical properties?
It's somewhat similar to the Harbinger's rune. It's essentially a magical talisman that made them smarter and stronger. Long story short, despite her spirit being gone, the ornament still seems to be active. I think we could remove it.
Isn't that dangerous?
I'm close to certain it isn't. The ornaments are really just jewelry, like a ring, only woven into the flesh. I think we can remove it without causing your mother's body any harm. But then again, there's no way of knowing for sure.
I don't know. Sounds dangerous.
And what for?
As I said, the jewel is magical. If you wear it, say, as a talisman, it could increase your magical powers significantly. It could really help us in our fight against Lacane.
That's the question. Could it harm her or not? No, I mean, what if it kills my mother? That sounds actually really powerful. Can I save? Okay, I can save. If it's really just chivalry, difficult word, chivalry, that's a difficult word. I've look it up again and learn how to pronounce it. Chivalry. Okay, I'm gonna do it. It's just chivalry. You know, she doesn't need it right now.
All right, do it.
Of course. Give me a moment, will you? Shouldn't take long.
Just
All right,
do
Tahar.
it.
It worked. Here, take a look. Can you feel it? It's amazing.
Yes.
And you're sure it didn't damage her body?
Pretty sure. Removing the jewel only caused a small wound, and I stitched it up right away. It should be fine. Now, take a look. Do you feel that energy?
You're right. It's immense.
Well, I guess now we know why the lower caste revered the priests as gods. Telepathy, magical ornaments, they were almost superhuman, so to speak. Either way, I think it'll help you on the field. Thanks again for your trust, Tahar.
Cool.
Now would you look at that?
Yeah. Focus and health. Okay. Nothing I can craft.
Yes?
Let's give it to her. Okay, we are done here. Let's go. I know there's something in Everlight, I guess. I want to expect real quick. Okay, Rowan. Angar. And
All right, here goes.
Iria. Was it here? Yeah.
Just give the word.
Let's see.
Okay. Oh. I wanted to look if I have everything plus this statue now. Ah, decorate this fort, okay. I have a feeling that there are like hidden paths and secrets that could be found, but I didn't found them because I didn't look for them. What's this one? Ah, this one is a dragon, okay. Well, I would say let's do the dragon quest.
South of Leonida and east of Hallett lies the scorching desert. A place as inhospitable as it is dangerous. The desert is uninhabited save for the dust-crawler orcs, a nomadic orc tribe that roams the dunes in search of fresh water. With a throat as dry as parchment and a throbbing headache, you arrive at the place your scouts described. A small oasis amidst the blazing ocean of sand. Despite the heat, you feel a cold lump forming inside your stomach. Something is nearby. Something powerful.
The Falcons were right, Tahar. There is a magical presence nearby. It's enormous.
So you think it actually is an elder?
Well, my guess is as good as yours, Tahar. What I can tell you is that this thing has the power of 100 Devourers or 36 Tribe Eaters combined. In other words, it's bloody dangerous.
That's comforting. Remind me, Tahar, why did we just bring one battalion here and not our entire army?
Because the Purity will notice if we move our entire army, and could use the opportunity to attack. Right now, nobody knows we're here. Now let's head out.
Anything on your mind?
Hey, let's see. Dragon, where are you? Where are you hiding?
Shit, that was a painful death.
And it wasn't caused by normal fire. These people melted.
My god, is it you, not the Dragnir? Or Ignir?
Fair enough, let's do this.
Die. What is this? Note of a Dragon Hunter. There's a secret in my family no one now wants to acknowledge. Hibernian blood runs through our veins. Grandmother whispered it to me before she died, entrusting me to keep the truth alive. When I mentioned it to my mother, she dismissed the idea as nonsense, saying grandmother lost her mind to daydreams. But I know she's wrong. I think, deep down, I've always known the truth. Instead of planting crops and pulling weeds, we could be out there hunting dragons. Dragons! Our ancestors would be ashamed to see us now. They slayed giant beasts and protected the world, while we devote our days to wading in the mud. I will bring honor and glory back to our family. We are Hibernians, and we deserve more than a simple farming life. We should embrace our heritage, not shy away from it. Why mother pretends that it's fake is beyond me. If I can find and kill a dragon, I will prove her wrong. I will show her that the people will celebrate and adore us. They say in the Mage Wars the queen killed the dragon and saved Greyfell. Next time that will be me. I will pierce the dragon's heart with my sword, and it will fall in a fierce blaze. The people will toast my name and they drink their ale. Songs will be written of my deeds. The queen will bestow me with the greatest riches in the kingdom. Maybe she will make me her king. Yeah, of course. I heard of a mercenary company of dragon hunters not far from here. They must be like me. It only makes sense that we Hibernians should stick together and do what's in our blood, kill dragons. I'm going to join them. We will roam the land protecting peasants and damsels from the scaled beasts. I will prove myself. Just watch. Well, I guess you're dead. Bye.
This one looks as though he's been mauled. And he's wearing an unusual armor, isn't he?
Huh. Do you see these crystals in his skin? They look an awful lot like the ones we found on the Hibernian island.
Up ahead.
Will do.
Let me see.
Huh? Didn't expect to see travelers all the way out here. Tondea.
Tondea. That sounds Hibernian.
It does, because it is. We're Valis Draigin, dragon hunters, as you'd call it. Which is why I urge you to head right back where you came from. There's a Yao Dragin, an elder dragon, just waiting to sink its fangs into you. As it has done with the idiots you've probably seen on the wayside.
That dialect sounds like a bit like no, what are they called? These riders that from Game of Thrones, these riders, you know, these wild people there. What is it called? But you know what I mean. They sound a bit like them, like this language they are talking, right?
So you're actually Hibernian dragon hunters.
Well, we're not 800 years old, so we're obviously descendants.
I hate to break it to you, but the only proven direct descendant of Hibernia is Queen Aelith.
Our order has been around for over 100 years now. We've found Hibernian blood all over Nortander. I'm not surprised you don't know us. Most people don't. Even though if it weren't for us, half of Nortander would be eaten by wyverns by now.
Interesting. Who were these corpses on the wayside?
Traders on the way to Windholm. We told them the same I'm telling you, but of course, that Ulan wouldn't listen. They did have some good cargo, though. So at least their deaths helped someone.
It took one of your men, too, didn't it?
A woman. But yeah, it did. Yelena. That fucking beast burnt her skin right off her skull. She'll be the last one we lose, though, I can promise you that.
Val Draigin. I'm guessing that's Hibernian for dragon?
Actually, it's the other way around. Dragon is common for Draigin. That's where the word came from in the first place.
So it's true. There's an elder in this oasis.
That's what I just said.
I think that dragon is here for me.
Are you sure? I heard it was here for that marvelous cheesecake they made in Everlight.
I'm not joking. There's been a magical outbreak 4 weeks ago, and I was responsible for it. We have reason to believe that this dragon is headed to our camp.
An outbreak, huh? That's what Pavlos said too. Well, if that's the case, you should probably talk to him yourself.
Valis Drygene? Whoever these guys are, they aren't Hibernians, Tahar.
What makes you think that?
Hibernians were 8 feet tall and had light green eyes and pitch black, slightly bluish hair. That guy looked more like a child at a masquerade party than anything else. And even his accent sounded put on. Queen Aelith is the last living Hibernian. All the scholars agree on that.
Let's buy some potions. Yeah. This promises to be an interesting quest.
Huh. Didn't expect to see anyone else near a Dragine. Talk to Pavlos if you want anything.
Who's Pavlos?
The guy with the idiotic hair. You can't miss him.
I'm ready.
Tandea. I don't know who you are, but it's best if you turn around right now.
Yeah, we know the story. One of your men told us all about it. We're here for that dragon. Same as you.
You are? Huh. Normally, I'd tell you to run as far as you can. But I have to admit, you people have an impressive aura. Tell me, how did you learn of the Dragine?
The Iron Falcons told us about it. We've reason to believe it's here for us.
Explain.
Well, you're a mage, right?
Yes.
Then I'm sure you noticed a shift in a magical pattern some weeks ago. One that also ended the bloodburn.
There have been a lot of magical oddities recently. But yes, I think I know what you're talking about. That was also when that purity lunatic started creating his machines. So, what are you implying? That you had something to do with that shift?
So to speak, yes. We assume that the Elder sensed it and now feels drawn to me for whatever reason.
Nonsense.
No. Actually, it isn't, Kivron. This is the first sighting of an Elder since the War of the Six Races. And back then, it was also a magical explosion that woke him. And this woman isn't lying. Her aura is remarkable, in every aspect. Listen, let me make you an offer. What would you say about joining forces? You are powerful, no question about that. But still, you and your little entourage won't be enough to go up against an Elder.
How can you help us? You're only a handful of warriors.
A handful of Valis Dragine. I know you're powerful. Only a fool wouldn't see that. But fighting Draconoids is what we do for a living. Without our help, that Dragine will smother you.
Did you ever fight an Elder before?
Saras Jodul. As I said, the last time an Elder was sighted was during the War of the Six Races. So no, we haven't. But that doesn't change the fact that we know more about Draconoids than anybody else on Io. But please, if you are so eager to get killed, go ahead. I will not beg.
Are you sure killing him is the only way?
Well, you can also let him kill you, if that's what you prefer. I don't know where you get your ideas from, but Dragine are beasts, as you might have been able to tell from the charred corpses up the hill.
Sounds good. We can use all the help we can get.
I'm happy to hear that. However, there's one more thing. No, two, actually. First of all, we want the heart and the eyes. Secondly, I'll need you to do a minor task for us first.
Why the heart and the eyes?
It's a custom. But don't worry. the scales and the claws will be more than enough to recompense you for your efforts. On that note, if you have the coin, I can also talk to Reeve and see if he'd be willing to turn those scales into an armor for you.
Ooh.
Aren't you a bit too generous? These scales must be worth thousands, yet you're offering to give them away for free.
We don't hunt for the gold, stranger. Also, the heart and the eyes are quite valuable too, but not nearly as useful to you as an armor. So we both profit from that bargain.
You're talking about a dragon scale armor.
Yes, but I cannot make any promises yet. Reeve can be complicated when it comes to such matters.
What minor task? We shouldn't be wasting time.
You're absolutely right. We shouldn't. But I need you to do this. There's a small nest of wyverns just across the pond. We're still recovering from the last battle and haven't gotten around to taking them out yet.
So, do it now.
We were going to. But if we're to fight together, my men will want to see a display of strength first. Ancient Hibernian custom. So, I suggest you come back once you're done. I'll talk to my men now.
Okay, we fight those wyverns. And then you give us this dragon scale armor. Okay?
That man.
Not, I'm gonna kill you.
He wasn't telling you the whole truth.
Ooh.
An elder's heart is worth more
Wait.
than 3 elder scales. Yes, made into armor, they'll be useful. But this Pavos made sure he and his men are on the long end of the stick.
Wow, I didn't know that. Let's play along for now, though.
Fragment of the Phoenix? Oh, this is like the middle part. This looks like part of a high quality shield. You are able to read the part of the inscription Ion Sal. No, wait. What Salion? What Salion? What Salion? What Salion? Okay. Is this for Iskrim's smithery, or you need to find a place?
We'll make short work of them.
You can put it together. Bum.
Sure.
Oh wait, so okay, create a not stone.
Get ready!
Oh wait, where's the heal? Rowan! Heal skill! Yes! Good. Wait. I guess this is the way to the rival. Sorry, I had to sneeze.
So, what's the plan?
I understand. Sure.
Oh, a corpse.
Huh.
Might of the Giants, but also, oh god. So many artifacts that we can find here. Right, Might of the Giants. The forest. Oh. Heft. Might of the Giants heft. Bottom of the head. Simor. Axe of the Mountains of shoulder pads. Golden core. Okay, guess not.
Understood.
Maybe it looks like we have to really look close to every part of this map.
Right.
There's even more loot. It's just this small part, and we already found 2 artifacts. I guess here and here. So we should really look into it. There they are. Kill them. They are weak. Heal. First one. Here's the second one.
Give me a moment to focus.
I'll handle it.
Come on, stand up and kill it. Nice. Okay, heal.
Something there.
Okay, kill the last
You read
one.
my mind. That should be all of them.
Nice.
Let's head back to the dragon hunters.
Okay, what's my loot?
Interesting.
Revitalizing battle stuff. Okay. Oh. Could this one would be for Warren? It is. Okay, let's compare. I don't know. Maybe take it for Anagast or yeah, for Anagast, I guess. Ooh, more loot. First enemies.
This place is a bloody graveyard.
Kill them. Nice. Slab of Dwarven Moon Silver. Oh, this one looks like it could be for Iskrim and his armor, you know? Really interesting. Good.
That way. All right.
Okay. Looks like we can go down here. Okay. Guess we found everything so far. Let's go back.
What's that?
Tondea.
The hunter we met up the hill claimed that you were all descendants of the Hibernians. If that's true, then why don't you look like them at all?
Well, let me think. Because there were dozens of generations between us and our forefathers?
Queen Aelith does look Hibernian. Tall, green eyes, black hair.
Yes, but the Aeliths kept their bloodline clear through generations of incest. Our families didn't have that luxury.
Watch your mouth, friend.
Loyal servant, aren't you? I'm only telling the truth.
I was wondering, what do you people do if there aren't any elder dragons around to kill?
As I told you, we kill draconoids, wyverns, cave lizards, mountain wraiths. The list goes on.
Fair enough, but how do you make a living? Not every wyvern has accidentally swallowed a wealthy merchant, has it?
No, but wealthy merchants and wealthy lords pay well to be safe from them. There's more feral draconoids in just Northander than we could kill in a lifetime. But, of course, this is the real thing. Hunting down an elder. There's more honor in that than in all the wyverns we've killed in the past 10 years.
We cleared out the nest.
Very good. I also told my men about my idea. And though they weren't exactly thrilled, they agreed to help out.
Great. Does that mean we can finally start doing what we came here for?
You're a bit too eager, considering what you're up against. But yes, we can start the hunt. I have already put together a plan.
Then fill us in.
We should attack from two sides. First, you and your people launch a frontal assault. Once you have the dragon's attention, we'll charge in from the side and drive that thing into the claws of Nor with our spears. find a way to protect yourself against the dragon fire. Put on the same armor you'd use against a mountain-tall, ravaging ball of moon-silver daggers. And don't even try to use blunt weapons against that thing. That'll do as much good as smashing your head against the Grey Keep walls.
All right, I got it.
Good. Then we'll move up to the bushes and wait for your attack. Good luck. And try to last more than a minute.
Wait, I'm just... It does no damage? Only to wildlife creatures? Do I see that correctly?
What do we need?
What? That would make this bow totally useless. Or pretty much useless. Huh? Yet only to creatures. It seems it's only doing damage to creatures. Let's take this one in this case. Or it's a bug and it's just not saying the damage it's doing. I don't know.
I understand.
Strange.
Got it.
You got it.
Ooh, there he is. You can talk to him. Elder Tiamat. 36,000 damage. $100 against magic. Damn. Can we turn around the camera? No, we can't.